Hey guys, just wanted to give you guys a little sneak peek at something from my club. The lighting above, I don't know what happened to my above head lighting. So this isn't as bright as I would like it to be, but we'll get through it. What is this here? This is a Nada. Me and X James from Puzzling Discord, we've been talking for a while now about the WADAs and how they kind of went out of production, and how some of the bigger, more obstacle course orientated ones, are pretty sought after. So he, went off. I was like, hey, make one, see what you can do. He wanted to make one. And he made one. I'll throw it up on the screen. It's a beast. It's big. It uses rosewood, lots of different woods in it. Very beautiful. Lots of pins and holes and traps and stuff. And he sent it to me, and I had it for a while, and it's just honestly unsolvable. There just wasn't enough. There wasn't enough safety in it to actually be able to solve it properly. And there's some changes that could be made to salvage that one, but it was sealed up. He made it completely, he went all in. And after that we discussed it, I drew up about 4 to 6 different designs for him on what I thought would make good ones, like small, medium, large ones. And 2 of them really stuck out in our conversations. One called Hoarder of Operations, and another one called Gutterball. Gutterball is a big one. It's about that wide, but it's about that. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing here. Imagine it probably being about twice as long as this one, and deeper, taller, so to speak. And if you've ever been at the carnival and you've done that bowling ball game where you push the ball up and it's got to kind of like rest the proper momentum, you'll have an idea of this one, even though it's a double-sided one. So on one side, you'll see a layer. There'll be a lot of cool stuff there. And then it leads underneath. And on the other side is acrylic, and you flip it over, and there's another whole thing to get through there. It may also have mechanics in it that you use the ball to create, right? And then I also pitched this one. This is Hoarder of Operations. And because this was a smaller one, I designed it like 5x5x3. James, was more excited. Well, I wouldn't say more excited. He saw it more feasible and doable to start there. And yesterday, I believe, he came out to where I live, and he actually, he was like, can you drop off the one that you have? Scene was one part of this. So let's get into it. One of the beauties of this one, I had asked him to do something like anti-gravity box where the acrylic could be removed. And since this is all made with scrap kind of woods, and it's not representative of what the final will look like, we're going to discuss woods and how to make it sexy and everything. So I don't know if final copies will have this, but this one has a hidden panel, magnetic, so you can only really notice it because of the grain change, and that allows the acrylic to slide out. Because this is just scrap acrylic he had. We obviously need to get more cut. So hopefully I'll get a final version. Part of our arrangement, since I'm not really taking money, is that I get the prototypes, obviously, to work with. So this one has, let's see if I can get on screen here. All right, normal metal ball. If it's doable, we might try to go to brass, I'm going to suggest, because I want to go with some dark colors. But what do we have in here? I'm taking the ball out so it's less noisy. Now, I'm not going to kind of like break down everything in here, because then it's not just an obstacle course here or a WADA style puzzle. There's actual like mechanical puzzling involved in it. And when you get it, you'll see this was his idea. This is really cool, just like how he made the slot. This is plexiglass here that kind of pins these blocks down so that they can't be shaken or tumbled out of the wrong areas, and that also kind of pins them in this circle. I'm not going to move them around. I don't want to kind of show what all happens, but I will say that all three blocks are different, and there is going to be a change made from here. One here has his emblem on it, so that's cool. And if you look to where it touches at the base, you'll see that you can start here, kind of where the end divot is. Let me get some light on it. You want to end up there in the end. And then if you miss it, you can roll right off into this hole. But there's a ramp here. There's a dissected bridge. You can kind of see there the elevation going on to this next one. This part right here, I had originally designed as an egg, like a half egg. So a dome that you land on and then kind of split into 4 directions, one leading to this. That was probably just a little bit too much. I wanted it to be highly playable, and if you figure out the secrets, it requires very little dexterity. Sure, you might have to try it a few times to get it. When I first attempted this one yesterday, it took me about a half hour. And James did some of his own thoughts on some of the ideas I gave him and kind of worked his own. Because originally this was going to have like rails inside to move the blocks around, but this is better, this on top. And so you have 3 blocks, or different shapes and sizes that you should know. The dual chopstick thing here has a little back wall. It goes up a much different type of slope here. This is more akin to what we had discussed with maybe the bowl, the gutter ball idea. And then right here, this was the only thing I'd actually ever seen made and advanced. Let me get my hands in here good. There's a seesaw. So you have a seesaw there, and it goes up quite higher than this, so I can get my finger under there. It has a lot of range. And then there's the prize. So I initially designed this as 5 by 5 by 5, 5 by 5. This is 5.5 by 5.5 by 3. James wisely left a ½ inch around all of the obstacles so that when there is a ball in here, you can get it where you need it to be a lot easier. You're not like fighting everything in here like it's doing with the blocks or getting trapped. We've also taken a lot of steps to make sure these can't be cheated. So you're not going to be able to shake it into place, that kind of thing. That's why the goal is so small. Just even with my hands here, if I can get it back out. Let me see if I can do it upside down on the camera. There we go. So you're looking at about only 15 to 20% of the ball in that divot. So it's very easy to not make that. So this may seem kind of simple looking. It's not. If it took me about a ½ hour and I knew how it worked, I expect this to take people probably about an hour. Depends on your planning. It's called Hoarder of Operations for a reason. There is a logic to it that makes it much easier. Of course, you can still try to accomplish this in many different ways. You don't have to use the tricks or the puzzling involved here, but there is some cool puzzling, some things to figure out and to make work and to kind of like do in a certain way so that everything can be done in a less painful fashion, so to speak. So this is really cool. Picture it with, I would probably imagine maybe like a rosewood outside like you did initially, maybe like a bloodwood or paduk bottom, just kind of give it a striking thing, and then go lighter color inside so it pops more. Maybe some yellow heart. What else would be a good fit in here with those colors? Some Venge, yellow heart, maybe something stripy, Bacote or something in there, to also kind of like mess with your eyes a bit, maybe working from it from the outside. You'll have nice clean acrylic on it, and maybe go brass with this. I have no idea about pricing. This is all James' thing. He gets the money. I'm designing them so I could see something that I thought of in my head. Well, I can't see in my head because I have aphantasia, but an idea I have, and now I'm holding it, which is always an awesome feeling. This one right here is made of zebra wood, walnut, maple, maybe a little bit of cedar possibly. It's actually really quite nice. It's just my lighting is so bad. Let me see if I can turn that up. Yeah. So there you go. But it's very stable. He's quite good at this, because there is some complexity to it, and his last one was very complex. And like these are mounted into the wall. It's very well thought out, and so I thought that was awesome. It was great meeting him, and so I decided to share because I think this is super cool. I think it'll make a great first like public NADA that we put out, and I don't know. We'll see how many he's able to make. You know, that kind of thing. That's all up to him, and we'll go from there. And then hopefully, you know, if it is received well, we can make then the gutter ball one, which will be super awesome. Think of like a shoebox cut in half lengthwise, and it just having a lot of stuff going on. I kind of let him go run wild on the bottom half of that one. The top half I'd already kind of envisioned, and we had to get, like, my drawing sucks, so we had to get on a video call, and I had to really kind of, you know, draw it in front of him, kind of talk through it, and he gets it. So, and you know, based on my thoughts, this isn't exactly like how I envisioned it, but I think it's better, honestly. That's why you work with people, you know, let them get their ideas in and stuff too. So the end result is this, and this is super exciting to have. I played with it yesterday a lot. Figured out some tricks I want to add in now for like the final one, which is why we do this, you know, prototype, test, brainstorm, all that stuff. So this is NADA number 1, maybe. I don't know how he's going to do that. There is one made already before this that is salvageable, so it could still become one that, you know, could be played. And but this is the first actual solvable NADA that we came up with, and we did it together. So great teamwork there. I think we complement each other well, and look forward to hearing more about this stuff from me, maybe him. I'm definitely going to toot the horn on it because I think it's awesome. And that's it. I just thought I would share with my friends and